Welcome to Swim University. My name is Matt, and this is my friend Dave.
How you doing?
And we are going to change the sand in his sand filter today. Now, I guess it's been, what, 6 years since?
6 years.
Yeah, since we've changed the sand in the sand filter, and over time, the sand it loses its coarseness, so it doesn't filter as good. So, are you ready to change the sand?
Let's do it.
Let's change some freaking sand. Okay, before we start, we just need to go over a few things that you're going to need in order to change the sand in your sand filter. One, you're going to want pool sand, and not just any sand, not play sand, but pool sand or filter sand. A screwdriver, a shop vac or a big plastic cup. In our case, we're going to use a shop vac today, and duct tape. First step is we're going to remove the drain plug and get all the water out of the filter. So yeah, let's remove that. And we're going to let that drain for whoever knows how long it takes to drain. All right, next step is we're going to take off the collar of the multiport valve, and then we're going to remove these unions here. So let's pop this off. There's 2 screws here. We have an electric screwdriver.
I'll take that.
Yep, collar's off. Now we're just going to unscrew the unions. This particular filter had unions in there, so that's beautiful. We don't have to cut any pipe. So we're just going to unscrew these unions, so that way we can remove the multiport valve. Now you want to be gentle here because there's laterals at the bottom, and these laterals can break under the pressure of the sand. There you go. There you go. Cool, 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 cool. We're going to cover the top of the standpipe with duct tape so that no sand gets inside the pipe. If it does, that sand goes right back into the pool. There we go. Cool. We got the shop vac hooked up, and we are going to suck some sand out of this filter. So.
This job really sucks.
It sure does. You want to take the standpipe, lift it up, check the laterals, make sure that they're all good, nothing's broken. You don't want any broken laterals. If you have broken laterals, sand will get back into your pool, guaranteed. So check it down. We're going to rinse it down. We're not going to take the laterals out of this filter. They're a little tight and they're hard to get out. So we're just going to leave it in there, but rinse it down with a hose, clean them out, get the rest of the sand out of the filter, and then we'll go from there. Now we're going to fill the tank full of water, halfway full of water actually. So we're going to want to replace the drain plug back onto the filter. So that way none of the water just comes seeping out. And we're going to grab a hose and fill this thing halfway full of water. Make sure the standpipe is center inside the tank. Happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Welcome.
It's always nice to be working on Father's Day.
Yep. One thing you're probably going to need in order to do this trick is a knife, which is a pretty badass knife.
I'm a badass dude.
Yeah. So we're going to cut the bag and let the sand just pour into the filter. Now this filter takes 350 pounds of sand, so we're going to be doing this, seven times? Yeah. And away we go. Dust and debris is flying out of the filter. Don't breathe that in. If you have a mask, wear it. Unlike us, we're pretty awesome. So we don't have to. When we breathe it in, it helps us, our immune systems. No, that's not true. All right, we're gonna remove the plug. We actually replaced it with the tape wasn't really working out too well for us. Pop this back on. Now, we just checked the O-ring. You want to make sure the O-ring before you put it back on is in good condition. Just bend it in your fingers, and if you need to, just add a little bit of lube. And that's it. So, all right, let's pop it back on. There you go, you got it. We're gonna pop the O-rings back in from the unions. Make sure those are also in good condition. Now we're gonna put the clamp on. There you go. All right, putting the backwash hose on. Little handy tool you have there.
She does the job.
All right, final step is we're going to backwash this filter before we get it up and running. So let's turn it to backwash. There you go. And pump that filter on. We're going to let this run for about 2 minutes on backwash. Just make sure this whole filter gets cleaned out. And then the next step we're going to do is we're going to actually rinse it. The sight glass is showing the water that's coming out of the filter. So once that runs clear, then we know that all that debris and stuff is out of the filter system. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the multi-port valve from backwash to rinse. And we're going to let this run for 1 minute. Final step is we're going to turn this thing to filter, and we're going to be completely finished. One little turn, boom. What you want to do is make sure the pump's primed, let this thing run, and we're going to take a look at the pressure gauge over here. And whatever the pressure gauge is running at, that's your normal pressure that you're going to always want to keep it close to. Now the pressure is a little over 10 psi, which is beautiful. When this goes about 10 pounds over that particular pressure is when you're going to want to backwash it. All right, we successfully changed the sand in your sand filter. It's running at 10 psi. It's got good pressure. As you can see, the waterfall's running, looks beautiful, and that's it. So we're all done, man.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Great. Absolutely.
Nice and easy.
Yep.
Let's get some beers.
Yeah, I'm thirsty.
Job well done.
Nice. That's skunked, I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.